it's Bev.
And it's Mark.
And we are
The Redmonds.
Welcome to another exciting episode of Meet the Redmonds. And guess what?
Meet the Redmonds is our podcast journey about marriage, second chances, and unyielding love. In season 2, my husband Mark and I share laughs, lessons, and life with some great friends that we meet along the way. We promise to keep the conversation relevant, churchy, and old school. It's a mix we call the Redmond Way. Meet the Redmonds streams every Sunday at 5:30 p.m. across all time zones on Facebook, YouTube, and OCPITV.com. We'll meet up with you soon.
Hey everybody, it's Bev.
And it's Mark.
And we are
The Redmonds.
We are on our holiday tour. We are coming to you from Indy, but we've got a good subject for you today. It's social media overload. I don't know if you've been scrolling through the holidays, pre-holiday, if you've been having a lot of these discussions, but the stories on social media seem crazy.
Absolutely. So we're going to do it from a different perspective. We're going to give you stories that we think that we saw on social media that were motivational. Then we're going to talk about some things on social media that we thought were just downright funny.
Right.
And then we're going to talk about some things that may have been a little controversial, but we're going to keep it light and we're going to keep it Christian. So don't worry, meet the Redmond family. We're not going to get too outrageous, even though we're talking about social media.
It's still about the relationships.
Absolutely.
How does social media impact your relationship?
Right. As you see, we got the little funky background. We are at the True Hilton in Lawrence, Indiana, which is right outside of Indianapolis.
Yes.
So, we got family in town with my in-laws, and it's about 10 people at my in-laws' house. So we decided not to be 12.
Yes, we weren't going to be the people who put it over the edge, and we were blessed to be able to come this way. But we're on the grounds of Fort Benjamin Harrison, which is a semi-active military base.
Right. And you'll see some of that footage in our next episode called Christmas in Indy.
Yes. All right, social media overload. Let's get into it.
Okay. Now, one of the first things that we saw that was a big topic in social media land was Deion Sanders.
Yes, he's one of our
Prime
favorite.
time.
Prime. Coach Prime now. He took 2023 by storm because he made a switch, right?
Right, he left historically black college, Jackson State, and he went to Colorado in the Pac-12. And a lot of people gave him a lot of flack for that. Or why did you leave your people to go for the money? You went chasing the bag or whatever. And you have your opinions about it. I think he still brought a lot of exposure to HBCUs.
Absolutely. Really appreciate him for the energy that he did bring, but that's not why you admire him so much.
Right. I admire Deion not just for his professional accolades on the football and the baseball field, but he is an amputee like myself.
Yes.
Now, I don't know how many digits he lost on his foot, but
Several.
right,
That
but
part I know.
he is an amputee, and he just went forward with his career. He didn't let that stop him, but he has a testimony about the struggles that he had to go through as an amputee, and that resonated with me, and it just, if Deion can do it and come on top, then me and all you other amputees, whether it's from illness, sickness, disease, or maybe you're a wounded warrior,
yes.
You can still overcome and do great things. So we're going to watch this clip of Deion talking about his medical issues, and then we'll be right back, and then Bev is going to talk about some things that she thought was just positive.
Yes.
So check out this small snippet, and we'll be right back.
Social media overload, meet the Redmonds.
That final procedure, the amputation of his big toe and his second toe, which was very emotional.
pretty good. I know it looks a little scary, but it looks good though.
Okay, what we're gonna do now? Do you want to look?
The hardest thing of it all was to look down there and see that and understand, once upon a time he was this type of athlete and this, you don't even know if you're gonna walk because all you feel is pain and you just want to get out of this hospital. You just want to get out.
So this is the skin graft. You can see it. The little holes are gonna fill in as you start to heal. So it's already starting to heal, so it's all stuck in.
Oh my God.
So as it heals, it's gonna fill in.
Are back. Hopefully you enjoyed that clip from Dion and how he inspires Mark. That's one of the ways that we positively use social media in our home. Another one, many of you may not know, but my sister Angela is deaf. She's a deaf American and she lives here in Indianapolis. But one of the stories that touched my heart that I saw on social media, I believe, is the Subaru commercial. Many of you may have seen it during the holidays, but there is a father and son. They're heading out in one of the national parks, and it looks like it's an ordinary trip. Son is snoozing or looking outside, but really it's a silent trip because the son is deaf, and he can't hear all the sounds and the wishes of nature. But what inspired me most is the courage of Subaru to use a deaf actor, and then two, to make sure that it was a father and son, which we don't see celebrated enough. And the cherry on top is that they were black. So the power of all of that coming together, it just kind of touches the heartstrings, and I believe that moment went semi-viral.
Do you want to sign something out there real quick?
Yeah. It's early in the morning here, but we love you. Thanks for watching.
Okay, we're going to check out this video and we will be right
back.
The world is full of beautiful places. We got a Subaru to reach the ones that make us feel something more.
The Subaru Forester Wilderness. Subaru is the National Park Foundation's largest corporate donor, helping expand access.
And we're back. Hopefully you got a chance to enjoy those videos from Dion and from Subaru that, were kind of motivational for us. Now we're going to talk about some things we saw on social media that just were entertaining and, to me, just downright funny.
All right, you got to go first because you crack up at the pets.
There are these videos, I don't know who they're from. I think it's from some guy named Rockstar or whatever.
A lot of people have a lot of time on their hands.
Right.
But they amuse Mark.
He does these, he, whoever they are, they do these voiceovers where they have pets and then they have human voices talking like they're interacting in everyday life. And there's one where a cat is talking about, getting stopped by the police and they got the wrong cat.
Got the wrong cat.
They got the wrong cat. And the cat is yelling, but it's with a human voice. And then there's another one about another dog trying to exercise. And then he said, I'm not trying to be fat like Boo Boo.
The things that entertain me, I tend to watch more YouTube on social than I do actual television, and the things that I choose to use it for, a wide variety. But on the entertainment side, I like clothing and I like fragrances. So Mark can find me in, oh, you're watching a fragrance video, you're doing this or that. But I do adore smelling good and I do adore looking good, but I like to do so on a budget. And doing some research, taking a little look at things, I plot out the things that I would like to buy, the wish list. If I tried to do everything that the social media influencers do, I would be broke. So, but I use it as entertainment and I use it just to keep myself uplifted.
Again, we want to preface it with not everything on social media has to be, has to catch your eye. There are people who model clothes and everything, and
and it's just not going to fit my motif, one as a professional, two as a saint, as a Christian. So those things I just keep on scrolling by, and I can't spend all day doing that either. That's not my vocation, that is my entertainment.
Right, and that's one of the things that we want people to be aware of when you're looking at things on social media. One, I think point number one is it proactive? Is it positive? Is it uplifting?
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with watching things for entertainment. Get a good laugh, but you have to make sure that you govern yourself.
Accordingly, you keep things in moderation. The time limit or the time that you spend on it, is it taking away from your family? Is it taking away from your relationship with your spouse? Do you often say, okay, put the phone down, do that? How do you prevent that from becoming an argument in your world? Because we do stay on these smart devices for a good portion of our day.
Okay, what would be another do or don't for social media? We did point number one. What about point number two?
Point number two, I would say, is don't use it as a source of news. You have actual news outlets for that. Things may be provocative, but it doesn't mean it's always true. And we've seen a lot of things in the headlines of late that have yet to be proven out and should not become part of your sharing habits. So just let it walk itself out. Don't find yourself participating in the social media gossip, and actually verify, verify.
That's the thing that trips me out. People have comments to say on everything and have no first-hand knowledge of it at all.
And
strictly hearsay.
Look, we are not immune. Like, well, what do you think about this? I saw this. Like, okay, well, what do we know to be actually true in the situation?
Okay. Point number three, I think you have to be aware that everything you do, everything you log on, everything you click, everything you like has a digital fingerprint. So these things can come back to haunt you, whether you're looking for a job. You have to be very careful of what you're,
Especially in the political season, I'm not telling you what to believe, what or who to vote for, what issues to uphold. But please know that many employers come and check out your social media to see what you're doing, even your religious beliefs. Check to see what you're doing, how extreme you are in certain things, what you've liked. It used to be just about what you were posting, but now they want to know what you like, because what you like is what you believe.
What are your tendencies?
Absolutely.
Okay. Now, we're going to go to some of our social media posts and reels that we've done, and these are concerning what? Just recipes and cooking. That's another thing that you like to do. Well, we both like to look at recipes and learning new things, cooking techniques.
Something that we want to try.
I want to do a brisket, but I'm scared to death that I'm going to mess it up because it's such a long cook time, and you really have to have all the tools and toys to really make it work. So I guess when we go home this summer back to Chicago, we can do a brisket, but that's one of the things I want to do is a brisket.
So we use it for educational purpose. We also use it for research. Many people on social media are already trying many of the things that you want to do. We found background information on our car. We bought a Kia Telluride over maybe the last 6 months, but we researched it out. Went through Kelly Blue Book, did all of those things online, and looked on social media to see how people were enjoying the vehicle, and ultimately it led to a purchase. Now, the big guy is looking for a new ride himself, and we are praying, saints, on the top of our prayer
Like
list.
I went slow like that. I'm looking at a Ford Bronco.
Bless his heart. We're sitting up here. It's morning. So we get our things in our true cups. We're sitting here at the Hilton.
So,
But we're looking for the Bronco.
Right.
So we'll be researching that out. And social media is a good place to do that, and before we go take a test drive.
okay, so we're going to look at some of our own social media posts and reels. And then we'll be right back, and we're going to close this thing out.
Okay.
All right.
And this is the cake, the piece de resistance that started the whole menu this Thanksgiving. Wanted to give my husband something special to remember our 8th year anniversary. We're November 21st, right at the top of Thanksgiving, so things can kind of get muddled, but I wanted to make sure that we had a special moment. This cake by his favorite chef, recipe by Cardia Brown, Delicious Miss Brown, is the one, ladies, if you're looking to have him marry you or marry you again, this is what you want. Apple cider caramel spice cake. Attitude of gratitude. It's a yum, it's a do, it's a must.
What God is doing is allowing us to move across this country.
It is a quintessential expression of my friends Marquel and Beverly doing well. I thank God for their journey in romance and in marriage and love. I thank God for the way that they're leading others on their journey in romance, in love, and in marriage. I admonish you today to pick up a copy of their book.
Hey, everybody, we are back, and we are talking about social media overload, things that challenge us and things that certainly can be used for the positive with social media. One of the ways that we try to keep it positive is we often use social media to help us relax. I know that sounds weird, but I would do the Calm app and go also through YouTube and look for white noise or background sounds to help me sleep. So instead of keeping my phone right by me, maybe I dock it on the floor, set my alarm, and then I press play after I plugged in my phone. But press play, and we've actually had some good night's sleep.
Right, we hear the rain and then the owls in the back. Coo, coo. So it is very relaxing. At first I wasn't with it, but now I can't sleep well without the ambient noise. Did I use the right word?
Absolutely, ambient.
Again.
I couldn't think of ambient because it's early.
My vocabulary game has increased exponentially. That's another one. I gave you a 2-for-1 this episode. Ambient and exponential.
We also look up words on social media so that we challenge each other with those too.
Right.
So, yes. All right.
All right, so what else do you want to talk about with social media? Oh, yeah.
Things that challenge our thinking, and specifically in relationships. One of the stories that went crazy viral, probably toward the fall, late summer, fall 2023, the Cheesecake Factory story. We thought about doing a whole episode on it, but we're saving it for our end of the year wrap up on social media to talk about the Cheesecake Factory. So what's the premise of the story?
Okay, the premise, I don't know if it's, and this is another thing people have to be careful of. Sometimes these stories are totally made up just for clicks and likes. So I don't know if the cheesecake scene is real or not.
But it certainly got people across this nation talking and somehow pulling back up to the Cheesecake Factory. And I don't hate the Cheesecake Factory. So the premise of the story is young lady, single, is approached by a young man, and he's taking her on a date. Now, she's already late, and then when she gets down there, they've missed their reservation to, I believe, wherever they were going. I'll stand corrected. So the young man pulls up at the Cheesecake Factory, and she refuses to get out of the car. Social media ignited.
And that led into people saying, well, going to the Cheesecake Factory is not a good date, and the top 10 places you shouldn't take a person on a date. Let me tell you something. And this is coming from two vets, 53 years plus in this game we call life.
Just 53, no plus.
It's going to be plus sooner or later.
I'm holding.
But
yes.
When we first went out, our first date was, drum roll,
Wendy's.
We went to Wendy's. I had an Asiago chicken sandwich with bacon.
I can't even, I think it's still on the menu. But we had a chicken sandwich. I probably had a double stack. It's a small double cheeseburger. And that was dinner. It wasn't by intention. It wasn't, oh, this is high value, low value. It's not worth my time. It's just what was. We were right here in Indianapolis is where we had our first date. Mark came down from Chicago. We met. We talked so long that we missed the first movie time that we had, so we went late to the movies. We fell asleep in the movies. Now, you know that's the person for you when you all can lean up against each other and go to sleep. Wake up, it's so late, you can't get to a restaurant. Now, did I say in protest, I'm not going to Wendy's? I'll never go to Wendy's.
No, because you was hungry.
Right, and ain't nothing wrong with an old fashioned. Come on.
But you know what? That just shows that when your relationship is rooted in the right things, and you're with the right person, and your morals and your ethics and your values and your beliefs align, it doesn't matter if you go to Wendy's, Maple and Ash in Chicago,
which is a primo spot,
or White Castles. It doesn't matter.
Love that too. Some of our best times have been in what we call hole in the walls. We've had great experiences. We've had 5-star experiences. Throughout relationships, you get all of that. And what I want to see from someone is, can you be flexible? Whatever state you're in, can you be content? Can you get down when it's time to get down, and can you elevate when it's time to elevate?
Now, what does the Bible say about being content?
Whatever state you find yourself, you should be content. I'm not saying...
Is that a Bible verse?
It is actually a Bible verse, yes.
Where's it from?
Baby, I told you I don't do references. God made
I catch it all the time.
God made concordances for reasons, because Bev's memory is not there. So,
but we'll show you the Bible verse on the screen. But yes, be content in whatever state that you're in.
But can you ebb and flow with your potential partner? This is not, I am so tired. If we can retire the high value, low value, what you're worth conversation.
What do you bring to the table?
I am so not telling you to settle for someone who won't bring the best out in you. But come on, people. We are making relationships too difficult. Keep it simple, people. Keep it simple.
All right, so we're going to show you, regrettably, this video of the Cheesecake Factory debacle. That's 3 words I done gave you today.
Exponential debacle and
ambient. So we're going to show you the cheesecake video, and then we're going to come back and wrap this puppy up. See you later.
Peace.
Yes. Would you want me to open the door for you? Okay. Are you're recording me?
Yeah. Yeah. This is the Cheesecake Factory. This is the Cheesecake Factory, y'all.
What's the problem with that?
This is a chain restaurant. Who takes someone that looks like this to a chain restaurant?
You want to talk about it? I'm fine with talking about it, even in front of them.
Oh yeah, I want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Come on, get up on in the car. Yeah, we're gonna talk about it. Oh, okay.
Okay. So
yes. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
So you expect a man to go all out on the first date? Is that right?
I mean, you're supposed to.
And we are back. We are wrapping up Social Media Overload, one of our final episodes on Meet the Redmonds for the 2023 year. Can you believe we're almost at the end?
Yeah. And we're halfway through season 2.
Fast.
Right.
It went so fast. So, want to help the people talk about things that they can do in terms of social media to protect themselves and safeguard their relationships. Mark always tells me, all right, Bev, that's enough. Put your phone down. And what do I tell you? We don't need to watch another episode of Cops. It's too much. So
it's not just Cops, it's the first 48 and court cam.
It's too much of us not faring well. And I don't need all of that running around in my subconscious. One thing that Mark got me on is I used to watch Real Housewives and do that on social media too. I don't think that's becoming of a spouse. That's not what we aspire to be. And while I believe it's entertainment, I wanted to honor what my spouse believed and what he thought. And we try to honor each other. Okay, that has been too much time. We do spend a good portion of our day, at least I do, on a phone, on a device, a computer. So it's okay to unplug, put your phone down, go dock it across the room. So in 2024, spend more time actually talking, being with your mate instead of doing this.
Now, just because this episode is called Social Media Overload, that does not mean you can't catch Meet the Redmonds on social media. You can catch us on...
Right before you dock your phone, watch us.
Right. You can catch us on YouTube. You can catch us on Facebook. You can catch us on ocpitv.com. And you can catch us 5:30 on Sundays, any time zone.
Catch
Eastern.
it with your spouse.
Right. Eastern.
Togetherness.
That's not a time zone. Togetherness is not a time zone.
Which one did I miss?
I said Eastern.
Mountain.
Pacific.
Central.
Thank you. She got all 4 right. Yeah, so you can catch us, and then you can go to YouTube and catch season 1 of Meet the Redmonds. Just type in Meet the Redmonds. You'll see all of our videos from season 1 and season 2.
Got you covered.
Right.
We're going to keep it going together in 2024. Watch us together.
And also, if you thought we were entertaining now, check out our 2 books on redmondprojects.com. You see it at the bottom of the screen. We have Revelations of a Real Man or Woman, which is my story. And then we have Finally I Do Again, which is my wife's story.
A little bit more of my story and together our stories. redmondprojects.com.
Okay.
So
we are out of here for the end of 2023. When we see you again next week, it will be 2024, and we'll be talking about Christmas in Indianapolis.
Christmas in Indy, that's where we are now, sitting here at the True Hilton, right outside of Indianapolis, Indiana, in the city of Lawrence. Just visiting family, kicking back. This is my stomping ground. Usually you see us in Chicago, but I'm a Hoosier girl at heart.
All right, so we are out of here, and as we like to say, it's not my wife's way.
It's not my hubby's way.
It's the Redmond way. Peace and blessings.
See you in 2024.
All right.